All right, ladies and gentlemen, 7th graders, we're going to do a little Winston grammar here today, Grammar Friday. I'm even drinking out of the coffee mug that you gave to me. So I really appreciate that. Here we got the composition book coffee mug, impressive stuff there. And so it's just like we're together. You know, Mr. Sun, drinking the coffee on a Grammar Friday. It's actually not Friday for me as I record this, but I'm looking forward to being with you in that way. On Worksheet 30, this is the very last of your Winston Grammar worksheets, okay? So you'll notice if I do step into the frame, it will pull away the focus a little bit, but then the focus is able to come back quite nicely here as we look at this together. A couple things here I do want to make sure to point out. I'm going to work through this a little bit fast, okay? I want my voice to move rather quickly, but still be clear. Also, I will move from one item to the next rather quickly. Pause it. If you struggle, pause it. I'll even give you certain moments here where I kind of give that frame nice and clear up here where you can pause it. The reason is we don't want this video to be extra long for you. I want to respect your time, but also we don't want tons of extra megabytes to make the upload and download speed difficult and all that. So let's go ahead and get started here. You are required to do number 1 and 2 with me right now. Then you will do all the rest by yourself, and then you'll go to a second video where I will walk through the rest so that you can use a different color pen and correct your mistakes and find any patterns in those mistakes. Now, we have all the directions here. All the directions. Okay, Worksheet 30 was sent home in your brown paper bags, in your packets with all those different things. So we're going to be doing everything that we've learned here, identifying all the parts of speech, writing in any pronouns, that is if it's imperative, any pronouns that were omitted, if it's a word of command, the OP for object preposition, everything coming all the way down here, noun function cards. You'll remember that we made it through all those different noun functions, so many of which are very normal. Subject is normal, we do it all the time, direct object, indirect object, or maybe if it's a linking verb, it could be a PN, a predicate, nominative, any of those kinds of things. In the last couple, we looked at the more rare noun functions, one of which was vocative or noun of direct address. Noun of direct address is the easier way to say it in English. Vocative is the way to say it that has been used much longer. So if you look at various books on the shelf, English handbooks and things, they'll probably use vocative, which you, being at Veritas, are pretty well to understand, right? You know voco, vocare, vocavi, vocatus from Latin, voco meaning I call. If you call someone by name, you're using the noun of direct address. And then now today, we're doing apposition. And once again, it's like Latin, ad, position, to the position, next to the position. It's a way of renaming or restating in the position next to a noun. My teacher, Mr. Sund, sent me a video. My students, comma, the 7th graders in particular, comma, must watch the video. Do you see that I have one noun phrase, my students, and then I can use a comma in the position next to it, a comma pair, a comma, the 7th graders in particular, comma, must listen to the video. So we have one noun phrase and then another noun phrase in the position next to it. That would be APP, apposition. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 1 and 2. That focus will adjust there and we'll see the friendly mailman, Mr. Betancourt, retired yesterday. The friendly mailman, Mr. Betancourt, retired yesterday. So what is the verb? The verb is retired. Who or what retired? Mailman retired. Subject noun. This is very crucial, class. In a situation like this, with the double name, okay, the first one counts as whatever it is, in this case, the subject noun. The first one counts as the subject noun, the direct object, whatever it is. The second one always counts as APP. That's just the way the language works. That's just the way we analyze it and organize it. The second one always counts as the apposition, APP. So you could easily think, who or what retired? Ah, Mr. Betancourt retired. But Mr. Betancourt is referring to the same person in the real world, in this case, as mailman is. So mailman is the subject noun, Mr. Betancourt is an apposition. So it is a true thing in the real world that the mailman retired, Mr. Betancourt retired, same person, but the analysis of the grammar here is that mailman is subject noun. What kind of mailman is answered by friendly? Therefore, it is adjective. I'll just go ahead and do my check instead of drawing the arrow on the article adjective there. By the by, here, of course, we've got yesterday. Leftover, the very last one. Remember I said that adverbs are normally the leftovers at the end. They can also move. Yesterday, the friendly mailman, Mr. Betancourt, retired. The friendly mailman, Mr. Betancourt, yesterday retired. He retired yesterday. Yesterday can move around here a good bit. Now, the only store in town will close soon. The only store in town will close soon. So, will close is the verb. Will is a helping verb, and I will write F-U-T up above it. Close is the main verb. I'm writing this F-U-T because, by the way, that is actually a standard way in which people who study language will show when there is certain meaning given to a sentence by a word, but it's grammar meaning, not dictionary meaning. In other words, will is helping close mean future. Future. That's what it means. Will in this sentence just means future. It will future close, right? In the future close. It's simply modifying the tense, helping verb for F-U-T, future. The only store in town will close soon. Okay. So, who or what will close? Store will close. What kind of store? The only store. Which one or what kind? Which one actually be answered here, excuse me. And then we've got our article adjective. Here we've got the prepositional phrase. So, town is a noun, the object of the preposition. And now notice it is an in-town store. Which one is continued to being answered here by this particular phrase? Okay, so that is an adjectival prepositional phrase. Soon then is an adverb of time and answers the question when about this future closing. So it's in the future, but it's not far into the future. So now would be a good time to pause it if you need a closer look at those two, and I'll see you a little bit later for when you have answered all the rest. So take care.